Hello YouTube, and welcome to part 18 of our Realism Overhaul series. You might notice that I'm now running version 1.1.3, so we'll see how this goes. I really haven't tested too much. Hopefully I have all the right mods installed. You can see that we have the real solar system date time working again. So there was a bug last time where we couldn't view contracts in the Capcom window, but hopefully that should be fixed now. Last time we got our Igor network satellite set up, so our satellite network. So it's a network of 4 satellites that's providing communication, and they're in a medium Earth orbit. So today I think we're going to focus on collecting some more science. First thing I want to do is, since I want to explore the poles some more, I'm going to switch our launch site. If we switch to another one, we can get closer to the poles a little bit easier. We can start upgrading that. So I'm going to go over here and unlock this plastic, and let's start upgrading the launch pad. That's going to be the first thing we're probably going to want to do there. All right, this will be 100,000 credits roughly, but we have plenty. So while that works, let's see, how long does it say that's going to take? What's that? Tech Launchpad. So 1,700 days. I'm trying to remember what actually affects us more, upgrading our research or upgrading the speed of the VAB. I think the VAB, since this is so long and this VAB hasn't been upgraded at all. So I'm going to go ahead and drop some money into the VAB. I think I'll spend maybe like 100,000 funds. So that's going to be 10 of these guys, and we will drop them all in right here. So that should speed that up, and sure enough, that's sped it up quite significantly, so it's going to be less than 2 years before that's done. Depending on how much money we have, we might speed that up even more later. But in the meantime, let's see what we can build. Oh, I don't want that. I want to go into the VAB. Alright, it's been a while since I've been in here, so let's see if we have any new technology. I know I want to work on something that could re-enter the atmosphere and survive. So I think I'm going to make sure that we have heat shields. I don't remember if we unlocked those yet or not. I think they're under aerodynamics. Yes, we did. Okay. So this is good. We can build something with this heat shield that could re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. So I'm going to start by building just a little probe up top. So we'll start with Ranger Block 1 core. The nice thing about this is that we can it includes data storage for returning data to Earth. So I think that includes the camera. So we can actually send something into a polar orbit, get some pictures with the camera, and then just deorbit this guy. So we'll want to attach a heat shield to this part. So let's go to aerodynamics. And which heat shield do we want? 1.5 meters? Let's see what that looks like. That's going to be a $20,000. Man, these are expensive. I'll start with this, and we'll purchase him. Yeah, that looks like it's just about the right size. So let's take a look at our center of mass versus our center of lift. So this center of lift is behind here. So as this thing is falling, it's actually going to want to try to flip around and go behind the center mass. So I think we actually need to put this on the other side of this core. And now for some reason it's way down here. I don't know why it's down there, but this should be more stable. So the center of lift will be behind the center of mass, and it should keep the center of mass in front. So that's going to be pretty much what we're going to return. So we need a decoupler on this. So let's go find structural and put a decoupler on. And I'm going to make this, reduce the impulse, make this a little bit smaller, and I'm going to offset this guy up in here. Alright. Now let's get some antennas. So that's under science. And I really just need one of these, but I might use 2 just to balance it out. I think I'll put down Yeah, I'll put them down in here. Kind of like that. And we can angle these guys out. That looks pretty cool. And now we will need some solar generating capability, but we can actually do that on this main core. One thing we did forget was our parachutes. So let's go ahead and add a parachute in here, and I'm thinking I'm going to put it right here. Put this heat shield in front of the parachute. And I think this is a bit overkill the size, so we're going to reduce the size of this guy. That should be good. I wonder if I kind of want it in here. I think that might look better. So let me move it. Move that guy. This guy. We're going to put him down here. Attach him there. Put that on there. I think I like that. And I'll offset him. Now we're already getting insufficient avionics, but that's okay, because I think I will. Actually, I wonder if I can reduce it. The reason I think that's okay is because I really don't need to control this thing once I let it go. I should be able to line it up with some other controllable core. So let's see what we're going to use for that. Let's go to Command and Control, and let's get this out of the way. I haven't used the Able Avionics unit yet. I think the reason why is this doesn't actually turn off to a lower power state. So it consumes 150 watts versus this guy consumes 10 watts. So I'm going to stick with him. Put him here. And now we need that camera. It's going to be under Science. Overturn camera. I'm actually going to put him on top. And let's get some solar panels. What's that? Utility? Yep. We use the ST2 solar panels for this. These are a bit big, I think. Yeah, these should be plenty. Go ahead and turn these things off. What's this red one? That's not thrust, that's... It's like from RCS Build Aid or something. How does that get turned on? Or off for that matter? Let's see, is any of these? Yeah, there we go. That's it. Alright. So now I want to open up my chip because I want to take a look at our Delta V stats. And we need to stick on a fuel tank now. Let's take a look at what we had before. Let's save this guy. Well, Tidal Spacecraft, that's right. We had some launch vehicles early. I'm going to look at the one that I used to get those two satellites into orbit. So let's go ahead and load this. And now one change that they did make to Realism Overhaul was they reduced the burn time of this guy. I think if we get to him, he's not showing his real flight data. Normally we get a little pop-up. So it is installed. I think somehow this engine just it's not working properly. But if we take a look at I think it's under the GUI. Does it have burn times here? No, I don't see it here. So we actually need to look at the engine over here to get the right burn times. This is the LR91, which is somewhere over here. Let's see, LR91. Here's the one that we have unlocked. So we can go down and we see that's the AJ11, 11A, 9, AJ3. This is what we have. So rated burn time is 160 seconds. So that is 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And right now this stage is set to burn for 3:45. So we could need to reduce the length of this guy. So it's around 240. That's close enough. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to What did I just take off? I don't even know. Oh, the fairing. I really don't care about any of this stuff, so I'm going to turn this guy into the root node here. See if this works. So this will be the root node. And now I can... Oops, I wanted this as the root node. There we go. Now I should be able to throw all this away. And we're going to merge in, don't save, our other spacecraft. Merge. See if this works. Alright, here it is. I need a node to connect this with. Huh. I don't know why I don't have any nodes on this. So I might need to do it the other way around. So what I'm going to do, that's this. I'll actually... I'm going to make this whole thing our subassembly. So we'll go to subassemblies. And did we really have a name for this? Was this the Echo series? Let's see. Or was this still the Delta series? No, I think this was our Echo series, so I will drop this as a subassembly. And we'll just call this Echo. Alright, now I'll go ahead and load my untitled spacecraft, and then I should be able to pull this guy in. There we go. Cancel. I don't know what that's talking about. Alright, let's bring this guy down. And this should be plenty of delta V to get into orbit. I think I want to add some RCS thrusters somewhere up here. This, I think this will let me have some hydrazine in it. Let's see. Yes, hydrazine. So I'm going to add hydrazine and get some thrusters over here. And I'll go ahead and use just the small ones that we had. By the time I really need them, I think a lot of this will be detached. So I'll put them up here. And we'll use 4 of those. And those are at angles. I don't want them on angles. So I'm going to try to stick them at the very end. Oops. Equivalent decoupler, but that looks weird. Here we go. These are clipping, or not clipping, but they're just sort of hanging off. So I don't like where those look either. Alright, I think instead... Oh, where should I put these? Can I put them up here? Just sort of floating, I don't like that. Alright, if I put them there, I think that'll be okay. And then once I separate, I have no control anyways. It's pretty heavy, so I'll just hopefully this will be aerodynamically stable. But that does mean that we will need to enable cross-feed on this guy so that the fuel from the hydrogen in here can go to these guys. And if I'm doing that, since I have no decouplers here, I'm wondering if I should just stick them at the end of this tank. And just right down there. We'll go with that. We'll see how that works. Hopefully that's good. So we need some fairings. These don't have any fairings. Let's go ahead and put those on. I think this is the one. There we go. I wonder if I should actually not use the cone shape here. Take these off and maybe use the egg. I do want the cone shape. I think that'll look better. Yeah, for that part. And then I can use the egg up here. Alright, so let's check our staging. First thing we want to do is fire up these main engines. Bring this down here. Then we will want to jettison the launch clamps, which are here. Afterwards, we'll want to separate these guys, and we're going to sort of hot stage this at the same time. So probably bring this down into its own hot stage. And we'll jettison these at the same time we do this guy. And then we will jettison these fairings. And then this will stage at the same time. That should be okay. We have these little thrusters if we get fuel stability. Hopefully that's enough fuel in there, we'll see. Then we need to set up an action group for this. Or we can just right click it, but I'm going to set up an action group. So I want to go to actions, and I'm going to say custom 1 is going to be that little parachute in there. Not the fairing, if I can get it from the edge. That's a bot core. Does not want me to grab it. Do this. Custom 1. There we go. And I want this to be arm parachute, and we need to set up the settings for this. So I'm just going to do 2500 and 700. That should be good. Let's apply this. I think there's a button somewhere to apply that to all ones with the same symmetry, but I don't see that. Secondary shoot. Oh, I'll just set it here too. Alright, I think that should be good. Alright, and it's set to arm. So let's go ahead and reattach this. And this will be in its own stage. So what two things are we separating here? This is that top one. This is the heat shield, so we can jettison the heat shield too if we want to. Alright, I think this is good. I'm going to call this Firestorm, since it's going to re-enter any blaze of fire. And how heavy is this? This is 226 tons, way over our 40-ton limit, so we are not going to be able to launch this here. So I will save him, and we'll switch to, I guess Cape Canaveral really is our only choice at this point if we want to do a polar orbit, so we'll launch it from there. I'm going to switch to the Cape. Alright, we'll go into the VAB and build one of these things. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we got coming up here. We're about to unlock basic solids. That's going to be cool. This is going to take 142 days, so let's go ahead and start finishing this stuff up. And I wonder if these are adding Kerbal construction timers again. Those always slow it down. Yep, auto KAC alarms. Let's turn that off. Save. Alright. And now let's work to completion Firestorm. Sure if that timer's still in there. Let's kill that up. Clouds are really low. I wonder if there's a RVE setting that I need to change for that. But I won't worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and see if Capcom's working, actually. Alright, what contracts do we have? So we don't have anything active. Science from data from space around the moon. Could actually do that. We have an orbiter there. Science from space around Earth. We can do that guy. This is asking for a polar orbit. Do we have what we need? No, we don't have the gravimeter on here, so we can't do that. I thought there was one for a re-entry, successful re-entry. So I think we're going to be able to do this, so we'll go ahead and accept this. I don't know if this expires. It does expire in a year. So hopefully, if this doesn't work, we can at least build something small to try to do that. So I'll accept him. And I think that's all I'm going to do right now. So let's roll this guy out. Take 4 days. Alright, so it is May 27, 1958. Let's go ahead and launch this. Alright, we're at the launch pad with our shiny new rocket. Let's go ahead and open up MechJeb. He is our friend. And do Smart ASS. And I want orbit info too, I guess. New installed, all my settings got messed up, but that's okay, we'll add them back if we need it. So I'm going to say surface, that looks good. And let's go for launch. All throttles up to full thrust. Might clip that tower, it's going to be close. Oh wow. I wonder if I should just get rid of that because we're almost clip it every time. Oh, and I forgot, I want a polar orbit for this, so I want a heading of like 350. Glad I remember that now and not later. And really, if I'm doing a polar orbit, I should go south. And I'll start pitching over that way. So we will be over the landmass of Florida for a little bit, but hopefully we'll be far enough away that our bridge doesn't anything. We'll see. Not a cloud in the sky right now, so either RVE is messing up or it's a really clear day. Just need to move some things around. I don't like that where it is. I want this guy up here. That's going to be better. Yeah, there's a launch site in India actually that that has a similar problem that we have here. India is like a big peninsula, but then there's this pseudo island. I think it's either an island or another peninsula off of the Indian peninsula. and they have a launch site that's on the coast, and they will actually do a dog-leg maneuver around it so they don't pass over that. I could do the same thing where I fly out into the ocean and then head south, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Now, I guess at this point I can technically arm my parachute, that way if something catastrophic goes on, as long as we can jettison it to other stages. Ooh, something did happen. We have, what is that? Performance loss. So, I think that means we're not going to get as much Delta V as we could out of the stage, so I'm going to go ahead and arm that parachute. I could shut down that engine. Problem is I don't know which one it is, so it's probably this one right here. So I'm going to shut it down, actually cut our losses. These guys can gimbal enough that we should be able to compensate. The only worry that I have is now I've increased the burn time since we're short an engine, so we'll see what happens. We might get some more performance issues. Yeah, if it just said reduced thrust, I think it would consume less fuel, but when it says performance loss, it's consuming the same amount of fuel, but not giving you the sort of efficiency that you need, I think. Either that or I have it backwards. And I wonder why this is more data units, because there was an error maybe? It gained more experience or whatever? I don't know, that's kind of weird. Looks like we might be okay. Oh, my apoapsis is way too high. I want to be surface. Well, I'll wait for this to burn out. We'll hit the hot stage and separate. Alright, so I want my pitch down to like 0. I was not paying attention. At this point, we can totally get rid of these fairings. No, I'm just waiting for my inclination to get up to 90. And then I'll pop this back to 180. There we go. That's close enough, as far as I'm concerned. Now we could probably start taking pictures. Think about that. So we got grasslands. So let's keep that. See, if we transmit that, we get hardly anything. If we recover that, we get a lot more. And now I guess it's worth trying to transfer those things over. So I'm going to science. And I want to go from my thermal return camera to the range board block core. And we're going to transfer that over. And now I guess I should configure this to show me what biome I'm over. I can never remember where these things are. Miscellaneous, maybe? Current biome, there we go. At this point, we should probably activate our antenna as well. Antenna, extend all antenna. That almost clipped into this unit, I didn't think about that. But we got water, so let's go ahead and take photographs of the water. Keep that and transfer it. this guy is about to burn out soon. I'm debating coasting a little bit before I engage this other engine. I think I will, so I'll let this burn out and I'll cut my throttle. Probably manually decouple this. Alright, let's go ahead and decouple you. Now, how much hydrogen do I have? Not much. Only 34 units of hydrogen. I think that's liters. And right now, my propeller is still stable, but as we float around, that's going to get less and less stable. So what kind of maneuver do I need to make to circularize? Let's add a maneuver here. Let's see. Oh, that's too much, but it gives us an idea. So almost 1400 meters per second. So it says that's a 9-hour burn time, but of course that's wrong. So I'll probably say I'll give myself a minute 30 before apoapsis, and then we'll burn. Let's go ahead and warp over there. That should be good. And now we can see our throttle is very unstable. So I'm going to enable RCS and keep an eye on this. And let's go ahead and push ourselves forward. Is this oh, you know what I forgot to do? This is the wrong. Oh, I hate it when I do this. I didn't configure this little thruster to actually use hydrogen. So I'm pretty sure this guy is coming back in, and I think if this was like 10 meters per second higher, this would count as being a high enough velocity. But we'll see what happens as we fall. Maybe it'll get high enough. I don't remember. Of course, I could try to activate this engine all I want with that very unstable propellant. It is not going to work, and I have no way to induce a spin. So we will need to fix that on subsequent designs. So I can't even point this thing at all. So all I can do is decouple this, I guess, and hope that it points in the right direction. So we can at least try to collect some more science in the meantime. So this is just water. Look at the poles here? Probably not. No, not at all. I think all I'm going to get is water. Here's the mountains. This is like Peru, I think, over here. But yeah, we're just going to fall into the water. So this did get high enough, for the record. So if this survives, we will have at least accomplished an objective. So we do need to transmit science from space. That was one, so I can at least do that. If it would let me right click, why can't I right click? There we go. Let's see. Analyze telemetry. Let's transmit that. Or at least complete one contract. Alright, science for data from space. So I'm going to go ahead and decouple this since we're not going to get any more science. Decouple. And we will see if this survives. My hopes are not great considering that it's now facing the wrong direction, but we'll see. Maybe this is aerodynamically stable. Maybe it'll correct itself. I don't know. About to enter the atmosphere. Totally facing the wrong direction. But let's see what happens as we start descending. The good thing is it is turning just really slowly. So hopefully it'll get aerodynamically stable and not have to overcome a lot of momentum. So we're about to pass prograde. At this point, it should be slowing down. Hopefully it doesn't spin too much. I don't know. It's still pitching over. Okay, it looks like it's stopping. Now it's coming back. All right, so it's probably going to wobble around this velocity vector a little bit. Hopefully it'll be stable enough though that it won't burn up. Let's see what happens. We are starting to slow down now, so that's good. The shield looks like it's starting to get warmer. I'm assuming this is going to explode pretty soon. Yep, there it goes. That's heating up. That looks like our antennas. So if we lose those antennas, that should be okay. As long as it doesn't spin us out of control. I see us fire, but looks like we are still good. We have no connection, but we did remember to arm the parachute. Experiencing a lot of G-forces. Hopefully this remains stable. Wow, that's like a lot of G-forces. But so far so good. Should get her up later. Well, we had plenty of ablator left, so that's good. And we are entering speeds that would be probably recoverable, even if our heat shield fell off for whatever reason. Alright. So as long as this parachute opens and doesn't just rip right off, I think we're good. Good, time warp. We should expect this to open at around, I think, 2,500 feet. Wonder if it's worth. I don't even think I could jettison the heat shield because I have no connection. I think this is light enough that parachute should be able to handle it, hopefully. Here's a little bit of clouds. Alright, there's our parachutes. They didn't rip off. That's always good. Alright, how slow is this going to slow us down? Oh, that should be plenty. Plenty recoverable. Well, I think at this point I'm going to let this touch down. Hopefully we will get our completed contract when it does. And I think we'll call it the end of an episode now. It's getting to be pretty long. So next episode, I think we're going to focus on trying to actually get this into a real orbit, collect some more science. Alright, it landed. Let's see. Looks like we completed, alright, successful re-entry. So that's some good money right there. So we can recover this now and get the science for it. We should have like 26, 27 science on it because we did take 2 pictures. In theory, if this works, maybe this heat shield would survive coming back from the moon. I don't remember seeing anything saying that it wasn't ready for LEO, or it was only ready for LEO. So that might be good for Return from the Moon. We can take some pictures of the moon. So, all right. So we got 34 science. We got an extra 7.2 for recovery of a vessel after a suborbital flight. So that's good. If we do one that actually gets into orbit, that should be even better. So we will complete that. But yeah, so next time we're actually going to try to get to orbit with this craft. Hopefully we don't get any more failures. Until then, see you next time.